Yeah.
Hey, 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 welcome to the Rhinebeck Scoop. I'm your host, Jennifer C., where I'm dishing out social commentary about our beloved town, including fun segments called Boujee Banter, White People Problems, and As Everyone Loves Our Sweet and Sour of the Moment. Just note that this show is marked as explicit, so there may be some adult content and some F-bombs here and there. If you are listening on Apple, Spotify, or any other platform, remember to click on 5 stars and leave a 5-star reviews. You guys, 5 stars only. It helps out the show so much and especially supports all the hard work that Matty and Jen do producing shows like this one on Radio Free Rhinecliff. Today, we are going to discuss my Adams Fairacre redemption story, what not to put in your wood stove, and my sweet and sour of the moment. Let's get started. I first have to give an apology to Matty and Jen, and I'll tell you why. Last week was the first show, and sometimes I get, when I start something new, I think everyone's like this. You get excited and you get a little nervous. And I realized after I left the studio that they literally watched my right armpit sweat the entire time. I had an orange shirt on, and so all I saw was this massive armpit stain when I left. And that just happens. I don't know why. I don't know why this happens with my right armpit, Rhinebeck, but it's just how it is. So I would just like to make a formal apology to my producers if you saw that and were grossed out.
Can't say we noticed.
I didn't see it.
But I'm curious why it only happens with one arm.
It happens to my left arm.
See?
Isn't that weird?
It's not just me. And then the other thing I want to say is I'm proud of myself because today I came to Rhinecliff early. I looked for parking. I now fully understand the parking situation here. It is fucking confusing, but now I get it. And last time I came here, my husband said to me, he said, there's so much parking at the train station. Just park at the train station, which makes sense. But then last time when I came here, it was cars packed along the side, everything. So now I fully understand. I've driven fully around Rhinecliff, and I just want to say that. So our last show was the premiere of the Rhinebeck Scoop, and this is what I love about you, Rhinebeck. In the show, I called many of you bad drivers, and I crapped all over one of our doctor's offices. But the thing that really pissed you off was me not shopping at Adams Fairacre, which isn't even a Rhinebeck establishment. So I knew this was a controversial comment. I said that. I said, we're going to come in with a bang. And we did. And in fact, I received a couple DMs about it and a voicemail from a listener. Let's play it, Matty.
Hi, I'm Laurie, and I live locally, and I just have no idea why someone would comment on Adams when they don't cook, and they don't eat fish or much, and they have their own source of meat. It's just not a very fair comment. I love Adams.
Okay, Laurie, I am here for you. I am here for the listeners. I am here to redeem myself. So for you, Rhinebeck, I took time out of my incredibly busy schedule to shop at Adams, and I have the recording of my shopping trip. Let's play it. I am here at your favorite place, at your absolute love of your life grocery shopping place in Kingston. That is the one and only Adams Fairacres. And I want to talk about my trip so far. I have bought, I'm buying 2 bouquets of flowers, which are really nice and are a really good price. So I do like the flowers here. That's a nice discovery. And then I am buying a little Yoda doll. It's a baby Yoda from The Mandalorian, and I'm going to put him up somewhere in my house for Christmas because he's holding little candy canes. So I thought that was cute. Oh, and then a good find. I found my panda licorice, but it's in strawberry, which is one of the few sweet things I can eat. So far I'm finding some good stuff. I'm seeing the appeal a little bit. I definitely am impressed with the prices for the flowers. And I have in my cart 2 surprises for my producers, Jen and Matty. So let's continue this trip and see how I do. I bought my little cute A2 milk. When I find it, I buy it. I bought cookies for my husband, a Christmas stocking surprise for my husband. And a big find for me was this Organic Valley salted butter. I can't find that in Tops and Sunflower anymore, so that was kind of cool. I bought bacon and black-eyed peas, Cholula sauce, a strawberry yogurt that I haven't seen in Tops or Sunflower. Chicken wings, and then my unsweetened almond milk. So I did find some good things here. I think most of it, I still stick to my original thesis last week that for me, because I'm not a cook, I just do well with the Tops Sunflower combination. I get it. I get where you can find more here. It's a little bit bougier, and I'm glad I was pushed to try to shop here. Once in a while, I may add in Adams Fairacre. First of all, I have some surprises for my producers, Matty and Jen, and a little more for Matty, but Jen too. And this is for you.
Oh my. Licorice, which is Adam's specialty.
And your favorite flavor.
Oh my goodness. Crazy good. All good. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is the Dutch licorice that Matty talked about last time. I would not touch that shit with a 10-foot pole because of the ingredients, but I bet it tastes amazing.
It's all about the taste.
It is. It's definitely all about the taste, but I have my own licorice, so it's all good. Now I just want to say about my Adams trip, just to redeem myself a little bit. Yes, I see if you are a cook, and especially if you cook with a lot of different produce and spices and sauces, I understand where you're coming from. Lori, girl, I get you. I love that you disagreed with me. I love that you essentially kind of proved me wrong, because I still have a little bit of a point. If I really don't eat a lot and if I really don't cook, the Tops Sunflower does make sense. Thank you, Lori, for being an awesome listener. And please, I encourage everyone to just shit all over me, leave me voicemails. I love it. All right, so let's move on to some more Boujee Banter. We have an upcoming Boujee event by the name of Sinterklass. So this is our beloved festival that is happening on Saturday, December 2nd, 2023. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that 20,000 people descend upon Rhinebeck.
Shit gets real.
It sounds actually accurate.
Okay, here we go. The highlight is the Children's Starlight Parade that happens at 6 p.m., and this is my first Sinterklaas because I moved here right before COVID. So I moved here in October 2019. So I think if I remember correctly, they did not have Sinterklaas in 2020. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. 2021, because of my autoimmune, I was just a little nervous about getting into a crowd. 2022, I had no fucking excuse. I just didn't go. So now this is going to be my first Sinterklaas. I am going to report on it. I'm very excited. The website is great at sinterklaashudsonvalley.com, but here is my confusion. Where the fuck do you park? Because the website lists all the places you cannot park. If you seriously, you guys, go onto that webpage and prove me wrong, because it says all the places you cannot park. So where do you park? Do you guys know?
Does it say that you can park at the schools, or is that on the naughty list?
I don't even know. I'm confused. I have no idea where you park.
So where I park, frankly, is I park at the schools. So you have Rhinebeck High School, and you have Chancellor Livingston, and the high school is very, very close to the village, and they have plenty of parking.
Oh, okay. Thank you for answering that, because I didn't know.
Sure.
Matt, do you have anything to add?
I bicycle there.
Even if it's ice?
Doesn't matter.
That's amazing.
Bicycle in cold and hot.
If I was good on a bicycle, I would do that, but I'm not good, and I live kind of far out, which I wouldn't mind bicycling, even though I live kind of far out, but still, you don't want to see me on a bicycle. So do we have Uber or Lyft in this town for that night? Does anyone know?
It's not great. It don't depend
It
on
exists.
it.
Okay, it exists. Do we have Postmates?
What?
I don't know if Postmates is here, but I assume there's something with Postmates here.
You get food.
Oh.
I don't know either. I know. I just want all these things to come to this town, but then at the same time, they're not going to come out to my farm anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But I was just curious if we have Uber or Lyft for that night. I have a bougie offer for a town resident. In exchange for this free, amazing content you're listening to, I'd like to park at your house for Sinterklass. How can we get this done? What can I do? I'm not doing anything kinky. I'm not doing anything weird. But seriously, who wants to offer me a parking space? It's good for content. Just think about it. Let me know. Now we're going to move on to white people problems. First of all, I just want to say I love all of our cidiots. I kind of consider myself somewhat of a cidiot too. So I have a public service announcement for today. And I feel like every time now I'm doing these white people problems, I have a public service announcement. But I guess, this is what I need to do to help Rhinebeck. My public service announcement is knowing what type of wood to put in your wood stove. Let's start with the basics. Pine trees are a fuck no. You cannot put in with the sap and all that stuff. It will completely destroy your wood stove. Wet wood is also a no, and freshly cut wood is also a no. So if you split your own wood, you guys don't chop your wood. Just go and get a wood splitter. I know some of you want to move here and you want to do it like you see it on TV and the Pioneer shows. You will be done with chopping wood by the time you get to the second chop. It is not easy. Go out, buy yourself a wood splitter for $1,500. This is what we did. That's all you do. What's funny, Matty?
Is this the bougie part?
This is definitely the bougie. This is a white people problems, right? You split your wood and it has to be seasoned, which means you split it and then it dries for 4 to 6 months or longer. The wood has to be dry or you're killing your wood stove. So when you buy wood at Williams, for example, or Tops, it's been kiln dried. So what happens is they cut the wood, they put it in a kiln. Think of a pottery, right? They put it in a kiln and they dry it fully. So then you have nice dry wood and a quick turnover. This is also to help out all the chimney sweeps in the Hudson Valley. I have heard from my chimney sweep how many times people just put stupid shit in their wood stove. So just be careful of that. Another thing is when you get flyers, those glossy flyers that come, do not put them in your wood stove. Please don't. It'll have a weird smell. Don't do any of that. Okay, what do you do with the ashes? Here is what not to do. This is my cidiot story. So first, you're going to put the ashes in a steel bucket. So that is what to do. That is correct. Here's what you don't do. Our first year here, we put that steel bucket of ashes in our enclosed sun porch. No, you do not do that. So the carbon monoxide detector kept going off and we could not figure out why. We had to call the fire department. It was not Rhinebeck. It was someone else. They could not figure out the problem. So we finally realized that we had ashes in an enclosed area, which is bad. Put your ashes in a safe bucket and keep them outside to cool for several days and then dispose of them however you're going to dispose of them. I don't want to get into that subject. You're welcome, newbies.
Compost.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can compost. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. My sweet of the moment, I thought this was going to be kind of a little fun thing to go into the holidays. I wanted to talk about my Rhinebeck origin story. How did I come here? Why did I come here? Are you interested? I don't know, but I'm going to tell you anyway. About 10 years ago, I had broken up with my fiance at the time. And he owned our townhouse, or I should say his townhouse. And I made a really rookie mistake, you guys, really dumb mistake to this day I tell people not to do. I remember when he bought the townhouse, he said to me, do you want to buy it together or have equity in it and then we can work it out with lawyers? And I said, no, you just take the townhouse. Big, huge mistake. He bought it outright. Looking back, I think that was intuitive of me because I had this feeling we weren't going to last. And this is what kept him out of therapy for the next 50 years, fighting me over a townhouse. So that's fine. I let that one go. But anyway, so I had to move out of the townhouse in 2 weeks with my small dog. Couldn't find anything. Finally found something in Putnam County. So at the time I was living in Putnam County. And I was going through a really hard time in my life. I pretty much had my head up my ass all around financially, personally and otherwise. And because of that, I really was just struggling. And the one silver lining I had was coming up to the Omega Institute and walking around and just really enjoying the nature, enjoying the energy. I love to go to the lake. I love to meditate by the lake. I also would eat at the cafe. And that was just a huge silver lining for me when I just really had no money. And you guys, when I say I had no money, let me break this down. I don't mean what a lot of you guys think where, oh, I only have $10 million in my trust fund. I mean, I actually had no money. I spent it all on rent. I spent it all on this training to move into a new career and the whole thing. So that was really special to me. I would come into the village. I would buy something small and cute for myself. I would eat at Liberty House, which no longer exists. And that was just a really nice time that I can look back on. And I said to myself, if I'm very lucky one day, I'm going to buy a home in the Hudson Valley and I'll buy this small little home and hopefully it will be near Rhinebeck because I love Rhinebeck, and hopefully it will be near Omega because I love the energy there. And 5 years later, I ended up meeting my husband, marrying him, and we ended up buying a small farm right outside of Rhinebeck. It happened. So for any of you struggling out there, you can do it as well. And that is my origin story. There's more to it. There's more funny parts, but we're going to go into that at another time. My sour of the week is that we need a 72-hour climate disaster guide. This comes from a well-written article by Michael Frank in the Hudson Valley Pilot. That's scary. I was living in Putnam County during Hurricane Sandy, and it was an absolute shit show. Was it bad here?
I wasn't here. I was away, actually.
Yeah, I wasn't here either, actually.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's not
Sorry.
helpful. Thank you.
Sorry.
Well, it was really bad down in Putnam County and certain parts of northern Westchester County. There was a lot of price gouging at the gas stations. We had that. I was living in a townhouse complex that didn't allow generators. So some people then broke the rules and brought in generators, and other people were mad, and it turned into this whole like white people arguing thing. It wasn't a good look. And it was really tough not to have electricity for 2 weeks. Now, I know some of you are saying, oh, boo-hoo, there's a lot worse going on in the world. You're absolutely right. Please keep in mind, I was a Peace Corps volunteer. I've traveled, I've lived around the world, so I've seen how other people live, and I know that 2 weeks without electricity is not the worst thing that can happen, but it was tough. In the article, it says that in the past, pets were not allowed at local shelters when residents had to evacuate, so many residents would not evacuate. I get that. I would not leave my pets either. And now they are saying that all pets are welcome at these shelters, which is great. So my question is, do they mean cows? Can I bring my cows? This is a question for John Vail, the executive director of the American Red Cross for the Hudson Valley. John, can I bring my cows? They weigh around 1,600 pounds each. They're very friendly. They're very cute. They like people. Would that be okay? Please get back to me. If you want to leave a comment or leave feedback on anything I've said today, I'd love to hear all of it. Agree with me, shit all over me, whatever you want. Give me topics you'd like me to discuss. Call and leave a voicemail at 845-307-7446. See, we got it this time. Or email me at comments@radiofreerhinecliff.org. You can check out my 3 podcasts and my vibe at freespiritpodcast.com. Oh, and I have a special treat for all of you. I changed one of my podcast covers, and I'm wearing a bikini on the new one. So enjoy, Rhinebeck. This podcast is produced by me, Jennifer C., Matty Rosenberg, and Jen Hammoud at Radio Free Rhinecliff. Until next time, happy Hanukkah, enjoy Sinterklass, and the next show will drop on Tuesday, December 12th, 2023. See you in 2 weeks. Love you, RBK.
Yeah.